Hey everyone, Darren here, aka Irish Latino Reacts, Irish on the bottom, Latin American on top, and today we're watching Season 1, Episode 5 of The Expanse. So really long intro for you guys today. Believe it or not, this is the first time I'm recording a reaction to The Expanse since I launched my channel on July 5th. Since then, I've been trying to catch up with House of the Dragon. Now, I'll be the first to say that I am very humbled and stunned at all of the attention you guys have been giving my videos, from the watches to the likes and the comments. So I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I especially want to thank the Expanse community, because these videos right here have been getting the most pull by far. I was going to react to House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4 next, but you all have changed my mind. So I've been having a lot of fun interacting with everyone in the comments. I try to comment on everyone, especially if it's your first time commenting, but I at least do read them all. So speaking of comments, let's talk about some of the things that are being said. Firstly, the largest gaffe on my part. My memory failed me. I somehow got it into my head that it was Ade who tipped off HQ to the signal, but no, you guys have told me it was actually Holden. I blame the large gap in filming because I was doing so many other things to get ready for the launch of the channel. I hopefully won't make such a big mistake again, but I do apologize. Next, I'm going to respond generally to all of the physics comments and how this show has done more than any other to make sure they are true to those principles in space. I commend them for it. I didn't think anything looked, unrealistic, and I think one of the first sentences out of my mouth in Episode 1 was about Julie's hair and the realistic nature of it floating up there. But now that I know that what I'm looking at is truly realistic, I will pay more attention to that aspect of the show. All of the ship physics being true is really cool. I did figure the boots were magnetic. I guess I just like the way they looked. No mumbo jumbo in this show. No mind reading. And no aliens? Well, so what was that thing that Julie saw in the first scene? Well, I can't wait to find out. A funny little aside, Edward James Olmos, who plays Captain Adama in Battlestar, only agreed to do the show if they promised him that there would never be any aliens in the show. And he promised that if he ever saw an alien on set, he would fiend a heart attack and drop dead so they could use that footage to kill him off. Kind of funny. Two other final things. I did miss that Holden was in the Martian Navy. I had assumed he was in the Earth Navy because he's from Earth, but thinking about it now, the fact that Earth has oceans and something else called a Navy, I still presume in this time, they probably call their military space division something else. So whenever I hear the word Navy going forward, I'm going to presume that they are referring to the Martian Navy. And finally, Phoebe is a moon of Saturn. I did look that up before, but thank you all for the reminder. Okay, so on to the recap. Last episode, my favorite character died, and I was pissed. So pissed that I cut the outro short, and that's why I'm giving you all such a long intro this time. Shed, rest in peace, my man. This show did you dirty. Now, it's quite clear that the ships that attacked the Donager are the same ships with the same technology that blew up the Canterbury. It was quite striking to see the flagship navy of the Martian Navy be at such a firepower disadvantage and get boarded so quickly. I mean, how did these people, and they are people, we saw that, how did they acquire such advanced technology from a weapons and stealth standpoint? That is the enduring mystery of the show up to this point. Who are these people? Where do they come from? Are they OPA? The OPA itself continues to be mysterious. I know you guys gave me some good comps in the comments, and I have to go research some of those groups, But in show, it definitely seems like it is a militant group of the Belt. And you all also taught me that OPA stands for Outer Planet Alliance, which kind of confuses me even more. I mean, the Belt is outside of Jupiter, the last inner planet, and Ceres is within the Belt, so I guess you could consider it an outer planet. But for me, I consider the outer planets Jupiter and beyond, just because there's such a stark size difference. I mean, what aspects of human life are there beyond the Belt? I know we have a foothold in Saturn on its moons and rings, because that's where ice is harvested for the colonies in the Belt. But I have not yet at least got the impression that there are what I would call colonies beyond Ceres. Could be wrong. That's just a summary of where my head's at with the OPA currently. All right, so let's get to what's been happening on Ceres. Miller found the body of one of Julie Mao's Tinder dudes at the end of episode 3. So last episode, they put him through a really advanced autopsy machine, which gave them his identity. But turns out that identity was a fake, and turns out this body is a hive for fake identities. I guess it changes every time, and misinformation because it's filled with all of these bioanatomical devices. But with the help of his gal pal, they do find a device in his calf that seems to hold government files. So last episode was just another step on Miller's journey to find out what happened to Julie Mao. I want him so badly to get off Ceres, and I thought it was coming imminently when he found out Julie was no longer on Ceres, but I guess not, because what happened to Julie right after takeoff was so mysterious that he wouldn't know where to look. The only other thing that happened on Ceres last episode was a bit of redemption for my heart and soul. Havelock is alive. He's fucking alive. I did not learn his name in vain. And I guess those OPA thugs didn't stab him through the sternum too deep. I mean, I don't know who stabs someone directly here, like the heart's right there, or if you go here, you can at least hit the lung too. But good God, did I need that? But after analyzing Shed's wound, I don't think he's coming back. Now, finally, we do get a single scene on the station Tycho, and I did have to look up a little bit of context for this scene, which I don't normally do, but I felt it necessary here. So Tycho is apparently the largest mobile construction platform in the solar system. I don't know where it lies exactly, but I'm going to assume it's orbiting Earth because the Church of Latter-day Saints, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has commissioned the Tycho station to build a ship for them called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Nauvoo. Now, we did get that scene with the Mormon in episode 3, I believe, and I thought it was a tad random at the time, but now I see we're generating a fourth narrative thread, one where the Mormons have commissioned the Tycho station to build this ship to sail them off to a new world. And maybe I learned that an episode or two early, but I don't really feel like that's very spoilery at all. Now, I just want to make the general statement that I love that The Expanse is including religion in its story. I'm not a very religious person. I'm just of the belief that if you want to tell a story about humans in any capacity that is deep and realistic and fulfilling, you cannot ignore religion. I mean, belief in powers that be beyond our world of comprehension have existed since the beginning. And it is so interwoven in the human story that excluding it would just be inaccurate, to say the least. You can't study history without religion, so I think ignoring it would be foolish, especially in a story here which seems to be set in the future of the world we live in today. So that's my rant on that. I really do hope that we see other major religions in The Expanse. One last point I will make, though, I do love that they're calling the Mormon ship Nauvoo because that is an existing Mormon temple. I love how this show pays attention to details like that, and believe me, you guys have taught me already through the comments that they pay attention to all the details all the time, which I love. Final comments I'll make on the episode itself. So the commander of the Tycho is seemingly going to get replaced by the Mormons due to his ties to the OPA. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that narrative beat yet. We'll see where it goes. So, all right, everyone. I've talked long enough. I gave you a nice beefy intro to make up for my, really passable outro last time. I hope you enjoyed it, but let's get into The Expanse, Episode 5. Okay, and we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Series station in the belt. Back here. Okay, medical unit. He's got to be coming to see Havelock. Ooh.
You're an idiot. Nice to see you too, Miller.
Don't be a dick, Miller.
I told you. I said keep your head down, keep your eyes open.
I feel like he was doing that. I don't know if Havelock made any blunder per se.
I told you I was going there.
Please tell me this is just a get well present for yourself.
You don't know what you're talking about, Miller. She's been teaching me.
The language. What's it called? Is it Creole or is that from something else? Is that from Star Trek?
Oh, this is gonna help you. Man, the next spike's gonna go right through your skull.
Yeah, coming from a real fountain of police wisdom. You know, look the other way, take your bribe, do as little as possible.
Hey, you see any extra holes in me, pal?
He was brave for come check on me.
So, does Miller take bribes?
Come on. You think she cares about you? What's the name of the scumbag that paid
she?
you
Did
to
I-
lure him down in Medina so they could jam up a cop?
Passion false on me.
Come on,
Accusation.
me without my wallet.
All right, that, first interaction after his injury was like coming back from the dead, basically. It's like not how I expected. Miller's just being an asshole that entire time. And I get, out of the he cares about the kid, the rook. Wait, Morn Taki, between Jupiter and the Belt. Okay, Taki's the name of the ship they got away from the Donner on. Is that blood or is that some of that bitter coffee you guys keep telling me about? I'll rave about. How's Lopez doing? Ooh.
Enough sleep, princess?
Come here and help me.
Is that a piece of shrapnel or his bone? They say bone pain's the worst pain.
Where's Alex?
I'm coming.
I've never broken a bone.
Jesus.
Patch him up.
I'm not shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Neither did he.
Just give him the shot.
Which one do I use first, the antiseptic or the...
Solves that.
Yeah. Probably couldn't imagine doing that to yourself, under normal circumstances, but all that pain, I'm sure you do it so quick. Liquid flowing. What happened there?
Whatever you say, boy.
What's her
What
status?
mumbo jumbo was that?
She is
Sure you guys will all let me know.
like a kitty at 12 G's.
No. That we're alive.
That's right.
Then who just sent us a message?
Oh. Wide beam. I wonder what significance wide beam has. You guys have told me that the intro does come back at one point towards the end of the season, I believe, so looking forward to that. Anderson Station or refinery in the belt. Oh, 11 years ago, we get a flashback. The first one. Oh, well, we got that one with Ade, but that was not too significant. At least for me, not yet. But I imagine this one's going to be a more significant flashback.
Come on, go.
What's that?
You keep practicing.
Alright, so they got a message too.
Anderson Station, this is UN-1. Are you ready to surrender?
The UN? Ready to surrender. So, parallel is... Are they about to get...
My name is Fred Johnson, Director of Operations at Tycho
Oh!
Station.
This guy,
I don't know
Tycho.
who you are or what your intent may be, But unless you're trying to start a war, you need to contact me. I can help you.
He shouldn't have been able to track us, but he did.
Well, Tycho's a powerful station.
Isn't he some kind of big shot for the OPA?
Yeah, what does it matter? He offered us help. Well,
I guess I
we fly
forgot
to the nearest Mars base and turn ourselves in.
That's an excellent
that
idea.
guy
We'll just roll
pointed
up
his,
in a stolen Mickey Corvette
you know,
with a dead Martian in the trunk.
pointed towards the
I'm
Doniger.
sure they'll roll out the red carpet.
Hey, smartass. A lot of good Martians died, saving our lives so we get the truth out.
the comms on the Doniger were jammed during the attack. The only Martians who believe us are dead.
So let's just burn hard to Ceres. And we'll take our chances.
No port is going to let us dock with our transponder off. And the minute we turn it on, every Martian ship in the system will know it. Think about it.
Interesting.
We're the only survivors from the Canterbury and the Doniger.
Oh, yeah.
We look like terrorists.
It's been a rough few episodes. That is so
I wouldn't
true.
believe us.
Wow,
Fred
that is
Johnson
so
just offered us a
true. Oh my
lifeline.
god.
I say we take it.
Yeah, Holden speaking
I'm
the
not going
truth.
to Tycho.
I never thought of it that way. Wow.
You can't trust Fred Johnson. We all know what he's capable of.
Can
That
you
was like
call
10
him
years
back
ago.
and have a
People change.
conversation?
The Martian said you were OPA.
10 years ago.
Stop talking about stuff that you know nothing about. Because I vote no.
Well, they got 5 people, so they can
Holden's
get a
got
majority.
point. We gotta go
Yeah.
somewhere.
She expects
How many
him to go with her.
Then it's 2 against 2.
You got Lopez. Lopez gets the vote. He's back on series. Yeah.
Heard it was Golden Bow. Took out the Doniger. OPA's got gunships now, too.
Things are just getting started.
Those things need a pop socket. Otherwise, I would drop them. Especially on the tube. Now staring at him.
It's overgot.
Oh, are these all OPA people?
Hey, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
Oh, was he just getting paranoid? Huh. Oh wow, they're watching. Where'd this video come
His
from?
name's Filat Kotari.
Is that just a security camera?
That's my going away present to you. On to bigger and better things.
Supposed to be a couple minutes ago. It's everywhere.
Okay, if it was posted, it's not a
Didn't show it.
surveillance camera. I don't know how I feel about his hair.
Show me this ship's flight path.
How could the computer get a projected? I guess it's, yeah, I guess based on, initial conditions. I haven't stated that term
In the wake of the riots, the governor's orders were to proceed with extreme caution when dealing with any known OPA members. Luckily, this asshole's not OPA. So, if he resists, take him out.
Huh.
Havelock
So they
is one
can't
of us. This is still our
touch
station.
OPA.
Let's make sure
but-
that people don't think otherwise.
So if that guy wasn't OPA, but he still did that or was OPA and still did that to Havelock, they'd be like, oh crap, we can't touch
Time,
him?
partner. Listen, I need a favor. I need you to run
I might have
down to
missed a
Transponder
sentence in
for me,
there
okay?
to make that make
First, you'll
sense.
call it Anubus or Anu bus. I want to spell it Anubis. Thanks, buddy.
Anubis.
Oh, you won.
Where-
What are you doing here?
Can I ask you the same thing? Figured you'd be out hunting down the guy who jacked up your partner.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just finishing up a few things.
Since when do you drink coffee?
They focus on coffee a lot in the show.
Have you seen the footage of Havelock and Cathari?
Thari.
Planning on doing anything about it?
Yeah, I was planning on hunting the guy down and killing him. Real slow.
Oh. Right after you find your little rich girl, shake down her daddy for a big payday.
Yeah, that's it. You got me.
All right, well, Miller, I'll leave you to it.
You know, everything going on out there, all this shitstorm that we're in, it's all got to do with her. You know that memory crypt that we took out of that stiff?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what about
Go
that?
3D. It had an unregistered flight path for a ship called the Anubis. Anubis.
Got it.
The Anubis left Phoebe Research Station and it was headed for Eros. Okay.
Eros. That's
I'm thinking-
okay in the belt, I think.
Maybe something's being transported on this ship. I'm thinking Julie's ship was sent out to intercept it. And then, suddenly, Ships start blowing up, the Canterbury, the Donager. It's gotta be connected.
Does Shadid know about any of this?
I told her about Julie. I told her about the scapula. I don't know. She didn't bite. I need more pieces to the puzzle.
What do you think is on this Anubis?
Something.
Ah,
Something worth spilling a lot of blood over.
Miller,
technology, stealth technology.
maybe this is above your pay grade.
I don't think I can crack the case.
No, I mean, you need to take this upstairs.
So she kind of believes you, believes you're onto something.
Until then, I just I'll do my pathetic best.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear, UN-1, but we don't think that you're hearing us. The terms that
We've outlined are clear and simple, and until they're met,
Back in the
we're
past.
giving up control of the station.
All right, they
We
took
wanna
over the
negotiate
station.
peacefully.
Rama, I need you to listen very carefully. We will not listen to threats. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Is that clear?
Yes, I understand.
Think about your children. UN command out.
Anderson Station out.
Why'd they take over the ship? They
We've
probably
taken
were
this as far
workers
as
on the
we
ship.
can.
Oh, the hell we have. It's only been a few days. We're not going to attack a bunch of civilians.
General,
How did civilians get on the ship in the first place?
I'll take charge if you're losing your nerve.
You can't tell us to stop. You don't speak for all of us.
We voted together, and we're all in this together.
We have to fight back.
With what? We're not soldiers. If we surrender now, it's as good as killing our own children.
How did all the civilians get on the ship? I imagine it's just a ship for workers, an ore refinery. Who's... Oh, wait, what? Is that Lopez? What? Just like that? Okay, oh my god, come on! I was like, he's a character that I could grow to like. I could see that, or I could grow to hate. I could see both paths. I could see in the fifth dimension both paths, and I guess I should already be learning from this show.
You know I'm an engineer. Show me drive diagnostics and core levels. Life support.
So now they really don't have a fifth vote, and that was really the last Martian that would believe them.
Oh, I don't know. Ask the ship. It seems to know everything.
Why not
She's
go
bored.
to Tango if we got nowhere else to go?
It's a long story.
I always back your play because you always do the right thing. But usually I can figure out why.
It's not the place, it's the man.
Fred Johnson? You know him?
I've known guys like him. Guys with causes. Causes that get people killed.
Yeah, don't project though.
So where should we go?
He's like, oh, nice digs. Ooh, they got cereal? When I make comments like that, everyone, I'm not disrespecting the show or anything. I'm just trying to throw in some humor. Oh, what did I say? It's all about coffee.
Tell Fred Johnson to clear us a berth. We're good to go.
You talk Naomi into it.
With our track record, we'll probably get Tycho blown to smithereens, too.
That'd be a big
Through
explosion.
the files on the dock incident.
I should start taking a shot for every time they show coffee. You guys would really like the outro at that point. At that point.
You knew him. Identify that man.
Julie knew him. Okay.
Dark rum, Javier. And whatever the detective's drinking.
Right away, Mr. Dos. Nothing for me. Call it a conflict of interest.
Well, that is not what
Gets you
the
through the day,
detective is
right?
drinking.
So keeping the peace.
You know, the holding cells are full of opiate debts.
Street trash and radical factions are not OPA. Despite what
okay.
the skin tells you.
Got it.
Good answer.
All right. Everyone with a tat is not
Sorry about your
OPA,
partner.
just supporters.
An appalling injustice. And I assure you, the piece of trash who tried to crucify him is not one of our ranks.
So he is admittedly
What's
OPA?
worse, he's not even remorseful.
So
How would you know that?
yeah, that's kind of
As
confusing.
we speak, he's in an OPA safe house. He believes he's under my protection.
Oh wow, he's selling him out. Why?
Open your eyes, detective. Look around.
Look what I can manage.
Yeah, you don't see what I see.
What do you see?
A series for Belters, run by Belters. And by you, if I live that long. Right now, the OPA controls most of the grid's air, power, water, the very lifeblood of the station.
And if the Earthers
I guess I didn't know that.
don't play
It's
nice.
I just
All we've
can't
ever known
pin the
is low
OPA
G
down.
and an atmosphere we can't breathe.
Miller's not impressed.
Have a home. It's time Belters had one too. There's a single contact in that unit. Call it, and you'll get Fila Kothari's location.
I thought he was gonna want something from Miller on
Do
negotiation.
whatever you think is right.
Sounds like a bribe.
Yeah.
I asked you for anything.
Yeah.
Yet. What do you want?
A simple exchange of information. Julimar was one of ours. I want to find out what happened to her just as much as you do.
So does he just want Miller to keep
Let's do this again real soon.
him abreast of, you know, his investigation to Julie, keep him up to date on new information he's found? I feel like that's what he was referring to or alluding to.
They're done talking.
Have they been jamming our communications this whole time?
The only patch we have is the tight beam to their negotiator.
So no one outside the station knows this is happening.
That's why
Tight
we
beam,
need to
wide
surrender.
beam, okay, there's something there. I can imagine, you know, wide beam, you send it out, a lot of people can pick up the communication, tight beam.
We did everything we could. Anikiri, show Daddy house manual. Okay? Okay. You
They're gonna
everyone,
get-
please respond.
They're gonna get blown sky high, aren't they? And maybe it was Fred Johnson who did it.
As Ceres Station is ravaged
It's my prediction.
by violent riots. 15 police officers were hurt and dozens were arrested as security clashed with Belter extremists. It all centers on accusations that the Martian government was responsible for the destruction of the Canterbury, a pure and clean contracted water
Amos,
roller on its way to
get over
remove
here, check
all
this
in
out.
charge Asteroid Belt Station. This was the scene as police were assaulted, businesses looted, and innocents trampled, while the wave of anti-colonial outrage tore through the station's impoverished Medina district.
Holy shit.
Protests demanding justice for lost ship Canterbury and her crew gave way to violent mobs who targeted Martian.
Looks like we're not the only ones who remember the can.
Retaliation for what some are calling a massacre, and others dismissing as a mere industrial accident. And at the
Can't be. Well, partner, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to stay anonymous now. Let me know if you want your face to look a little different.
Oh man. Yeah, so I guess it makes sense. They had no sense of what that distress signal, what noise it made on Ceres. I wonder if at this point, save my thought.
Julie Mao. You know her.
You never asked the girl down at the docks if she was looking for some drilling work? At my ship. But that was a couple years ago. It was nothing.
Why? Why would she charter a piece of shit like this?
OPA throws me work from time to time. Happy to wear their tat, take their money.
Happy to take Julie Mao's money too, huh? Babe in the woods. Long way from home.
A month into the trip, we stopped over at the mines on Callisto. News was that a tunnel collapse had torn open veins of cadmium and people were dying from the vapors. Pooh, she was helping kids who lost their parents, folks who were choking on the blood in their lungs. I never saw her shed a tear over the fact that she had to take anti-cancer meds for the rest of her life.
Well,
you admired her. How long were you sleeping with her?
Is that what you came here to find out?
Scalpulac. And that ship was
Started that whole mess out there. Julie was on it. You were trying to stop her from getting involved in something ugly. I don't know what it was.
She was hanging around some
Christianity.
hardcore OPA.
Like,
Anderson Dawes. A few weeks before she shipped out, she asked me to hook her up with the data broker.
this guy. Where can I find him?
The hive of misinformation.
Where'd he work out of?
Oh, well.
Come on, he'd kill me if I told you.
I just saw him at the morgue. He's
Well,
on his way
I was
to the
about to
psych
say.
Tech Noir, level 14.
It's a good picture of her.
We surrender. Do you copy? You in command. We surrender. Do you copy? Everyone's ready. They're not listening.
What do you mean?
Imaloda not listening.
What do we do?
Stop it, Frankie. Stop it. Don't hit the microphone. Cute kid.
No. My name is Miranda Brown. 4 days ago, the miners working for the Anderson Hyosun Corporation took control of the station in an effort to protest the treatment of our children. Satara Mommy. This is my daughter, Kiri. She and the other children have been diagnosed with what the medics are calling hypoxic brain injury. It's due to the low oxygen working environments. She got it with
So
live
they're
here with me.
so their families do live
The
on
company
that
is
shit.
refusing us medical assistance, and they're denying that their problem even exists. We're not a violent people. We didn't intend for anyone to be hurt during our protests. And for that, I am sorry. We have tried repeatedly to surrender to the UN Marines, but
I can't tell if they blew up or. Oh, oh man. Oh my god. It blew up. Wow. That's so sad. I guess I made myself believe that maybe they weren't going to do that because they, you know, they didn't want to lose the ore refinery ship. Yep, okay. I was right. The Butcher of Anderson Station. Okay, yep, makes sense with the
You have my solemn promise that you will not be
title.
harmed, and you will be granted safe harbor on Tycho. Since you've chosen to remain anonymous, I can only hope you have no hostile intent. Regardless, you will need to change your transponder code in order to avoid detection.
We need to give the ship a new name to complete the override.
The Nebuchadnezzar.
Rocinante. Huh? It's Spanish for workhorse.
I like it. I knew a lady named Rocinante. She was good to me.
I'm sure that's going to have some significance. You know, I've come to learn, and you guys have definitely reiterated that everything has a meaning. Wouldn't be surprised if Rocinante was an episode title in the future. Ooh, festive. I like it. Are those like jalapenos or peppers over there?
What you need, Mr.
On the right?
Starheat? Running a special on some fine new digital duster seems we just got in stock. Enos of the Enos 9 and 10.
Looking for a Sherpa.
I'm assuming not a Sherpa like on Mount Everest. Sherpas of Nepal.
Ah, sas.
They're the real heroes. Oh. Making himself some robotic mice. Did Holden ever find the coffee beans? I missed. Oof. Yeah! Oh, I like this little montage. Oh, I thought they would give Naomi something to like work on engineering wise. She's nervous though about Fred Johnson and the Tycho station. Oh, so was that an electronic mouse the whole time? You know, like the first one we saw in Julie's did not look electronic like that. I could be wrong. What is that? He got that from the place he was just at. Wonder what it is. Right out in public like that? Wow. Just right out in public like that. Just snatch him up. Okay. Episode 5 down. Awesome. Let's talk about it. All right, episode 5 down, back to the butcher, and clearly see why the episode was named that, because Fred Johnson is the butcher that Naomi, she said she didn't know him, but only people like him, but I feel like she does know him. But first let's start with Miller, though, get that out of the way. He began the episode by being a dick to Havelock, and I'm sure it was some tough love, but I mean, come on. He could have gone a little lighter than that. He did find out what was the ship called? The Anubis. He found out about that ship from the government files in the Tinder dude's calf, and so he now knows that this ship, the Anubis, was coming from Phoebe and going to a place in the belt I believe was called Eros, and he theorized that the Scopuli was sent out to intercept it. And of course, you know, then the Scopuli, something mysterious happened to it. So what is on this Anubis ship, or Anubis? I mean, he always had trouble pronouncing it too. I think they landed on Anubis, actually, which I like less, but whatever. Was it stealth technology that was on this ship? I mean, that would make sense to me. What else for Miller? Basically, the rest is just, you know, following breadcrumb to breadcrumb until he finds that chip that he puts into his hat. So I wonder what that contains, what information's on that. Oh, but there was that scene with Anderson Doss, who readily gives up the guy who kills Havelock, or not kills, not anymore. The guy who severely maimed Havelock. He gives up his location because he's not OPA, even though he thinks he's being housed by the OPA safely, and he gives it up. I knew there was something he wanted from Miller, even if he didn't come right out and say it, and he just wants to be kept up to, you know, up to abreast of Miller's ongoing investigation into the whereabouts of Julie, because he fully admitted that Julie was OPA as well, and I'm not positive if we got confirmation of that before then. We definitely had our suspicions, but so Julie's definitely OPA. Anderson Doss is definitely OPA. And then there was that one scene where Miller's boss was like, all right, we can go after this guy because he attacked one of our own and he's not OPA. but if he was OPA, we couldn't? Like, they have immunity or something? Once again, I might have missed a sentence in there that would make that all make sense or more sense. So, I don't know, you guys let me know. All right, on to our new ship, the Taki, because, you know, we go through ships like we go through our underwear. They get a message from Fred Johnson, who is on the Tycho ship, who's also, you know, I don't know if they came right out and said he was OPA, but he definitely has OPA ties. So I'm sure he probably is. And now he's throwing them a lifeline to, you know, give them safe harborage at Tycho Station. And Holden makes a lot of good points where, like, where could they go? All the Martians that would believe their story are dead because the Donagers' comms were getting jammed right at the end there. But then I was like, well, we have Lopez, and like, oh, we have an odd number. We can come to a democratic decision on what to do, and then Lopez dies, and it's just like, come on. I wasn't attached to that character yet, but I had said that I felt like it could go either way. I feel like there was a good chance I would have liked that character, but oh well. So Amos has to be the one to convince Naomi to go with Holden and go to Tycho, even though she has, you know, her doubts and suspicions of this man, Fred Johnson, which, you know, was confirmed in the flashback 11 years to that ore station, ore refinery station. And, you know, that was very sad. They took it over just because of their living conditions with their families, and their families did live with them on that ship. And then, you know, Fred Johnson, on orders, you know, above him, I'm sure, blew it up. And super sad. I'm sure there's backstory there. I wonder if Johnson regrets it in some way. So, you know, we're definitely going to get more of his backstory. So it seems like two of our four narratives, you know, the crew and this new one, the Tycho Station, they're going to merge unless something else crazy happens. All right. Did I miss anything? You know, I know I'll do a more in-depth recap at the next episode. But once again, guys, thanks so much for watching this reaction with me. If you like my style, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to my Patreon in the description where you can get early access and access to full-length reactions. All right, everyone. I'll catch you later.